Welcome to Hospitality. My name is Stefan Zerdecki of Black Tie Tours. With me, as always, Wesley Jones of Tour Cascadia and local artiste Cole Alexander Rogers. And we are joined today by a couple lovely people, a farmer and wine country vagabond, Bubba King, and a Catholic school teacher / administrator person and Oregon State Beaver.
Yeah.
Aubrey Nichols.
You got it.
And they are the new owners of Honey Pie Pizza here in Newberg, and that's where we're at. Thank you so much.
Thanks for being here.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, this is wonderful. It's not too cold.
No.
Even though you do have a lovely outdoor seating area out there. So
Yeah, the door's open. It's not too bad in here right now. The oven's on, so that tends to help in here a little bit. When hopefully in the next week or so, we can come back to in-person dining and
people
inside.
do not attempt to heat your house with your oven. I think
they don't recommend it.
That's
No.
not recommended.
No.
That's like an episode of Cops. With
Not best practices.
Yeah.
Something, not a good thing. So, congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Officially took possession, a few weeks ago?
Yeah,
something like
January 28th.
Yeah,
So,
both.
Just shy of a month.
what possessed you in the middle of a pandemic to think, hey, I'm going to buy a pizza place?
Let's start a restaurant.
Oh, we have been friends for a long time. It's not just Bubba and I. It's my husband, Alex,
I forgot to
and
mention
Bubba's
that.
wife,
Sorry.
Sarah.
Thank you.
And I've said for a while it's only a matter of time before the four of us get in on something really dumb together.
Yeah.
We've been doing a lot of dreaming over the years. We've made a lot of wine together.
Yeah.
We've distilled a lot of alcohol. We've made a lot of food.
Probably drank a lot.
Made a
Drank a lot.
lot of beer. We've
Yep.
cured everything, fermented everything.
Yep.
Um,
And this,
Fun.
we kind of heard through the grapevine that Honey Pie was coming up for sale. It was right before Christmas. I think I screenshotted it and sent it to Bubba
Fast.
and said, hey, are we buying Honey Pie? And he texted back and said, Alex and Sarah are already on the phone talking about it.
Oh,
So
wow.
we kind
That's
of knew right
crazy.
before Christmas that this was a viable opportunity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then it just rolled into about one crazy week of meetings and meeting with the previous owner and finding out that this is we already knew this was a great spot, but we knew at that point it was a really awesome business opportunity. And then we said, screw it, let's do it. Let's do it.
Yeah.
We've all lived in Newberg for a long time. My wife's fifth generation Newberg, so it was more that we've seen it changing over the last 10, 12 years, and really just wanted to have a seat at the table of how it changes and
Right.
be a part of that. And
Yeah.
because it's important, we're raising our kids here. I plan on living here forever. So.
Yeah.
It wasn't necessarily pizza is what we were looking for, but it was more just, having something that we can invest our time and money into and watch it grow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And be a
When
part of the
it's-
community.
It's such a cool space, ready to go, turnkey.
Yes.
I mean, we've been looking at that with Renegade.
Right.
What kind of opportunity do we go stick built? Do we find something?
Right.
How much money do we want to put into something to change it?
Right.
Yeah.
So it's really cool for you guys to come in and sort of have the blueprint ready to go and
Yeah.
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 put your spin on it.
Yeah, speaking of the spin, so what's gonna change? What's gonna stay the same? What were the plans?
Sure. What is mostly staying the same are our awesome employees.
Yeah.
We've got people who have worked here for a long time who know exactly what they're doing. So we are super thankful to have them and just know that they're going to carry on making good food as they have been. And the recipes are staying the same. The pizzas are staying the same. One of the big changes that we're making is instead of doing a weekly pizza, we're doing a monthly pizza.
Yeah.
And we're calling that Pies with Purpose. It's a sort of endeavor that we're taking on as part of what Bubba said, to be part of this community and have a seat at the table in that way, is to have one pie a month that gives 10% of its sales back to some sort of organization here in town that supports
Nice.
the community.
Right.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, that's cool.
And not just in this town. You were saying before Yamhill.
Yeah, so
County.
Yamhill Carlton Soccer Club is our next month. Is for
For
what is
March.
For March?
March is our next month. It's trying to just as a valley, as a state, as a where we see value in our own lives. we took our kids to the soccer club, you know, when they were babies, and you know they could play for free for an hour or something. You know, Alex, Aubrey's husband, you know, has played soccer his whole life, so it's just like it's things like that. This month is the wellness center at the Newberg High School. We have kids that are in the school district, and so you know we want to invest into that future as well.
So there's a specific pizza on the menu every month.
Yep.
Right. That goes towards that.
Yeah, and that's more of a seasonal pizza. You know, it'll whatever's kind of growing or you know,
accessible from a local farm.
Yeah, if there's a farm that has something that they, you know, or really want to highlight, or maybe that farm is the place that we're partnering with for the month, and we together donate money to an organization like Salute or something to that effect.
Yeah.
Then you know, it's kind of just it's all up in the air with where it goes. It's nothing specific, but just really trying to keep it in the community of where we're at.
Yeah.
Yep.
And we're excited too to take input from our friends in the valley and from other parents in the valley and people who come here and eat, you know, like what's important to you guys? What's an organization that you feel could benefit from a month of a portion of our proceeds, you know, helps us kind of reach out and just play an even bigger part of the downtown community.
Now, you said we had a great conversation, and I love talking nitty-gritty details on food, how to make it better incrementally. Like that's the way I grew up, and my mom especially just micro dissect everything. My sister Sonia, if you're watching, that's you. So one of the things about honey, I had 2 complaints about honey pie before.
All right.
And one complaint, like I said earlier, the chunky toppings that were not distributed.
Right.
And so that you said that might be something that you'd consider changing.
Yeah.
Not necessarily changing the recipe, but more the
cut and how it's presented, you know.
The distribution of it all.
The distribution, exactly. You know, Alex and I cook on Mondays right now, and that was one thing that we're actually having a conversation about while we were cooking. Like, hey, what do you think about the cut on this sausage? It seems really chunky. We should maybe have them chop it into smaller dices or crumble it a little bit more to kind of spread it on the pizza so that you get a bite of sausage, several bites on each
bite.
on slice.
All I want is the perfect bite.
Exactly. You want the perfect nacho, right? The perfect
every time.
Right.
I want a series of perfect bites working towards the crust.
The crust.
Then I set the crust down until I'm done with the rest, and then I have the crust for dessert.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
It's that simple.
Exactly.
Can I just? I've thought about this.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean,
a little bit. He's thought about it.
Oh.
He's just thought about it a little bit.
Well, it's true. I mean, when you dine
Yeah,
out,
right.
you're looking for an experience,
Yeah.
right?
Right.
When you
Absolutely.
are spending money that you know you probably could cook at home. You know, anybody can put some flour and some water and some yeast to throw something in the oven or get a
Results may
Domino's,
vary.
or something. But
Yeah.
you know, like you're
Amen.
coming here for an experience, right?
Right.
And so you want that perfect bite. And
Yeah.
how do we get that vehicle to be there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now it's fun tweaking. and
Yeah, it's being
creative.
intentional.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Okay, now my other criticism that is something that is probably just out of the normal control is the honey pie pizza did not reheat well.
But
And-
were you trying it in a microwave? Please say no.
No.
Okay.
Even it just got so tough, and I'm sure there's a reason, like,
Right.
oh, this kind of crust is with this kind of gluten, flour, blah blah blah, that it doesn't reheat. But like, I would just like to formally request
All right.
if you were to make another change, because I like over ordering on pizza.
So
I love
Okay, but
ordering.
you don't. But there's no solution to that problem. I mean, you're not coming to the table with any solution,
I don't
right?
know.
There's-
You're the chef. I don't know.
No, I'm a teacher.
Yeah. Okay, fair
No,
enough.
this is my response to that. I don't think you're heating it up right, first of all.
It's just a microwave, or not a
No.
microwave, a toaster oven.
You got to do
Oh.
a cast iron, and you got to get your cast iron hot.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then you just put it in there. No flipping it around or anything crazy. You just put it in there. Maybe lid over the cast iron for just a hot second to melt the cheese. But that's going to get you crispy on the bottom without gooing it.
Won't be tough.
No, it won't be tough.
All right. I
But
will
also-
try your method.
But also the honey pie it's got a boatload of cheese on it.
Yeah,
And
the
it's
honey
hard, it's hard
the
to
honey spice
recreate that magic.
specifically is hard to repeat.
I am willing to try your
Try the cast
cockamamie
iron.
method.
Here's the
All right.
thing.
But-
Here's the best part. Here's the sneaky part about this is that Alex, who isn't here, is a food scientist.
Yes.
So
Oh,
it
okay.
really kind of like we have a little ace in our back pocket that, and he has done nothing more but then think about dough for the last 6 weeks. So
This is great news.
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah,
All
so
right.
there has been little tiny tweaks to it without changing the recipe, right? We haven't changed flour, we haven't changed ingredients, but it's just how much and when it goes in and things like that. Just more of a refining the
All right.
Yeah, he's a straight up.
Yeah.
Alex is
Love it.
he's a winemaker, but he's a scientist.
All right.
He's got a food science
I
degree
like
in
it.
the whole bit. He is just
He's a big nerd.
And not
big
I like
nerd.
that.
Big
That's
nerd.
good.
Big
Well,
sexy
and he's
wine
got a ton of
drinker.
energy, so I'm imagining
He
that
does.
yeah.
he's just
He does.
putting
He
all
has,
that energy
he has
right
a
into
ton of
that.
energy, and he thinks and he's
hyper-focused.
very good,
I-
and he kind of obsesses about it until it's perfect.
So once he hears this, that you're
I'm
not
putting him in
pleased with how it's
charge.
reheating, he's gonna
Alex, you're in charge.
come with
of
a
mine.
slideshow, and it's gonna be like
Yeah.
a step-by-step program.
we'll save the stories on our Instagram, so you can just kind of
Yes,
see
please.
him as a little
Yeah.
step
Yeah.
by step.
Yeah. Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
How do
I
we
like
reheat?
that.
Yeah, in home.
I like
That's a
that.
good idea.
I was just going to say that I think it's amazing. People don't understand how much of a science bread really is, and
yeah.
and the importance. Pizza is bread. I mean, it's good pizza is really good bread.
Right. Yes.
So like having somebody like that who is, I'm not like that. I'm a very abstract thinker. I'm very all over the place, big picture. So I suck at baking bread. Like,
Yeah.
and I know
That wasn't one of your quarantine hobbies you came up with?
Well, I wouldn't call it a hobby. I would call it like I'm going to try this out one night and
Sure.
text my sisters and my mom and see if I can figure it out. But yeah, I just think it's cool to have that other
is.
linear thinking brain, even
is.
if, you guys are putting maybe more of the
Yeah.
creative part of it together.
Yeah, we're super lucky, and that's also sort of the fun part about taking ownership of this, is that, previously it was owned by one guy who did a great job,
Yeah.
and now it's owned by 4 people who come at it with 4 really different experiences.
Yep.
We all have, different careers and different things, but we've also been doing life together for the better part of 10 years. So when we disagree, we tell each other we disagree, and there aren't any hard feelings. But yeah,
Perfect.
Alex is super linear and scientific. Sarah is the most goal-oriented human on the planet. She will get anything done in record speed.
Yeah.
And Bubba and
It's
I
kinda
are
irritating.
It is
down
very
for.
irritating.
What do we bring to the table? We bring a lot of fun,
Good
Energy.
energy, good looks, and cheese
Yeah,
mostly.
good looks.
That's
yeah,
what we
and
bring to the
cheese.
table.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I respect that. Now, Bubba, you've, like I said, you're a vagabond. You've worked, obviously, at wineries
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
Ruddick and
Yeah.
world famous.
Formerly
What-
of Ruddick Wood.
What was your nickname at Reddick Wood? Second best bartender?
Second worst bartender.
Second worst. There we
Second
go.
worst bartender in Oregon.
Hey,
It's a little bit of an inside joke, but yeah, there was a bartender.
Oh, it wasn't literal?
Well, it probably was too, but
Oh, okay.
but there was a
know.
bartender that used to be at the Someplace Else Tavern out at the edge of town.
May it rest in peace.
May it rest in peace. His name was Cody, and he claimed to be the worst bartender in the state of Oregon. And I loved the guy. I thought he was amazing. And so I just said, well, if you're the worst, then I want to be the second worst. So yeah,
you gotta
dumb
have a
story,
gimmick.
but
Gotta
Someplace
have a
else.
gimmick.
That place closed without me ever going into it. That's absolutely amazing.
oh yeah, we used to rage there
That
during
place
harvest
was
time. Yeah,
the Harvest Hang.
Hey, I missed
You
out.
could get dollar PBRs.
yeah, they were more like 50 cents because they
And
only
then you'd
charged
get
you
a-
every other one.
And he had this pile of just microwave popcorn.
Yeah, pile of microwave popcorn.
And if you just were a little bit nice, he'd just
You know,
make you some
I
popcorn.
drive by that space
It was
all
free
the time, and I'm
pool,
like,
It's
it
still
was-
there.
that would be
Someplace
that
else
would be
tavern.
fun.
There was free pool. I'm pretty sure you could score some meth if you
project.
wanted it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
it
we
was
need another project.
very weird.
Yeah.
Very weird place.
Listen, I
to
know
hang out.
I know a lady who may or may not be married to him that is endeavoring to revive the Someplace Else.
Yeah,
Some point in
I
time.
would
And she's
frequent it. I could
goal-oriented.
walk
So would I.
there.
Well,
She's goal oriented.
I know a food truck company that
Yeah.
might be interested in working on a food program.
Yeah.
Now we're
Sweet.
talking.
All
So, tell us about the farm. You are a farmer. You've been farming.
We've been
here
farming
locally.
for off and on for I don't know.
A lot of years.
Yeah, call it 10 years.
Yeah.
More or less.
Where's the farm?
The farm now is where I live, which we bought 5 years ago, or just under 5 years ago. It's out on the north end of town, off North Valley, Kingsgrade kind of area near Bergstrom.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah, it's a beautiful place. It's 11 acres. Got a great view, sunset, sunrise.
Yep.
Yeah, very special to us. We love it.
What's it called, Bubba King?
Oh, it's called Godspeed Hollow.
Thanks.
Okay.
And what else can I tell you about it? It is
What do you grow?
We
What do you sell? What do you-
primarily sell. The backbone of the business there is raw milk, and raw
Yeah,
milk is a little
great.
bit of a loaded thing in Oregon. There is only 2 ways that we can sell it legally. The biggest question I get asked: are we going to use your cheese on at the pizza at Honey Pie? And the answer is no.
Can't legally, right?
Can't
We
do
can't
it.
legally
Yeah,
do it. We're not
yeah.
a USDA facility, so therefore we can't make our own cheese and put it on the pizza.
Yeah, but I mean, you can
Begrudgingly.
have a full bar running,
Yeah.
and during COVID with no masks and everything.
Yeah, you
and
can do
nothing-
that.
nothing's gonna happen,
You
so-
can you can also
Not
legally
anymore.
carry
Yeah.
cocaine on you, and not go to jail.
That's actually legal.
That's
yeah.
actually legal. So, but that's okay. If it was, fully legal, then I wouldn't be doing it. A bigger dairy, a mega dairies would be doing
Yeah.
it and things
Yeah.
like that. And so it just, I like the little niche that we have, and it's great. It's something that both my wife and I enjoy. Sarah works at Nike full time, but we both wake up in the morning and do chores, and then we've been able to hire some local people to help us out in the afternoons, or sometimes a morning here or there, so we can actually leave the farm or go to the beach for a weekend or something to that effect. But
How many big animals do you have up there?
we have 3 cows right now.
Okay.
One of them's about to give birth, so we're only milking 2, and then we will have 3 on the line for a few months, and then we'll go back to 2. It's kind of you have to dry them off for 2 months before they have a baby.
You do like goats?
No, we don't do goats. We don't do
like goat
sheep.
yoga.
No, I don't like. I hate goats. Actually, it's
We
Oh,
had a goat.
they hate you
Remember
too,
our
from what I
summer
hear.
we
goat?
we had a goat, and
We
I've
had a
learned
goat
that I
once.
really don't like goats. But we do raise pigs. Pigs have been the thing I've done the longest, actually. It kind
Yeah.
of was my gateway drug into farming. We do chickens, both meat variety and eggs.
Cool.
And
Do
we
you
have
do like
we have
farm dinners, tours, or anything? Or was it pretty like, stay
Young
out of
pros.
here?
We've done young pros.
Yeah, we
out
did
there.
Young Pros there. That was fun.
Okay.
Pre-pandemic.
Pre-pandemic, we
There
would
was
have
a
a lot
lot.
of parties.
Yeah.
Okay, so
that
you
was
host
fun, yeah.
events?
Yeah.
We never really hosted events.
You bring a bottle and you show up and
Yeah,
you
you-
drink
yeah,
your Bubba.
That's
We have.
My house is
little
more of
rooms.
like, hey, what are you doing tonight? Come over.
It's
You
what
know,
it's
yeah.
what Sarah and I call shitty dinner parties.
Yeah, it's.
Gotcha.
Where we
gotcha.
literally just text everybody and be like, "Shitty dinner party tonight. Bring your children."
What do you have in your fridge?
Yeah, and then
Respect.
it's truly like I'll text back like, "Well, I've got 3 heads of broccoli and some leftover shredded taco meat. What do you have?" And then typically it all ends up in the pizza oven at your house.
Yeah,
But the rules of shitty dinner party are you cannot clean your house at all before
Yeah,
people
you
come
can't
over.
come over.
None of that. Like,
Yeah.
oh,
Can't
I'm
do your
gonna pick
dishes.
up
You
before
can't.
friends
You
come
can't
over. None of
vacuum,
that.
and you have to bring a bottle.
You have to
of
bring a
something.
bottle of something to share, and you have to like get mad at your children or get in like a real nice passive aggressive spousal fight.
fight.
You know, just like live life together.
Yeah,
Make something at least
Yeah.
a little
Make it all
awkward, but
Yeah.
okay.
equal.
Someone needs to leave in a huff.
yeah.
But yeah,
Usually
shitty
somebody
dinner
has to leave.
parties.
Leave early. Yeah,
That
and we've been
sounds
doing that for
Like
since
a
we know each
reality
other.
show.
Since before
Yeah.
baby.
Somebody should
Yeah.
break up on the porch.
That actually sounds like real life. I
It
really
is. It is.
appreciate
We,
that.
we
A
do.
lot
we
of
do
doing
real
work.
life.
Yeah,
Yeah.
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 Yeah. I yell at their kids.
Yeah.
She puts mine in timeout.
As it should be.
It's, yeah, it's great.
It's a real village affair.
Tell your mother.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Takes a
the
village.
farm is
It
like
does.
is more of just like a place that we just love to have people there.
Yeah.
And-
Place to
and,
congregate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have a great big patio, so in the summertime,
Yep.
we hang out.
I'll
we
find you.
village. Yeah.
Oh,
we,
come on
Do
up.
you still
Um,
have an Airbnb space in the house?
we don't. We actually took it down to have a schoolhouse in there.
Oh yeah.
So,
Well, COVID.
yeah,
you know.
COVID.
yeah. So we have 2 kids and a couple of the neighborhood kids. They go to Ewing Young, and after they said they weren't coming back to school after 2 weeks, for 2 more weeks, I thought, well, they're not coming back to school. And
Right.
teaching my kids is not one of my strong suits. So
I'm a licensed teacher, and
yeah,
I
it's-
hated teaching my own kids.
I'm
Yeah.
I barely finished school, so I'm very under qualified to be doing this.
Yeah.
So a group of us got together. We have 9 kids, 4 grades, and 1 teacher. And so we had an Airbnb in our little place. It was great. We loved it. And
Now
once
it's a schoolhouse.
now it's a little schoolhouse, and
Basically, a little house on the
Flexibility.
prairie.
yeah, the kids love
There
it.
you go.
They
It's
you know,
really bringing the whole farm homestead
farm
thing
home.
Yeah, yeah.
to a point.
There you go.
yeah. So We raise kids. We raise cows, pigs, chickens, produce.
Sometimes the overlaps, and
Yeah.
kids can, anyway. Then Aubrey, you teach full time.
I teach.
Yeah,
I do. The
Yeah.
small humans.
yeah.
I do. I'm at a K-8 school in Lake Oswego.
Yeah.
It's a little Catholic school.
Okay.
And it's been a year in education.
I don't envy you that.
I can't imagine.
No, it's been a roller coaster.
How many extra hours a day are you working because of COVID?
It's not even. There aren't even hours in the day anymore. It's just,
Blurs day.
yeah. I mean, that line. I think for everybody, that line between work and home has been completely blurred in the last year. And then now we're teaching from our homes, and our kids are in their homes, and there's been some beautiful gifts of the pandemic. I won't deny it. We've had better time with our kids, and really beautiful things have happened in the education world. And then there's been a lot of shit
Yeah.
also.
Yeah.
No doubt.
I've been lucky that my students have been back on campus in one way or another throughout the year. We're a really small school. I love them. I miss them. I miss it being normal. I'm not sure when it's going to be normal again.
Yeah.
But teachers, man, they've been the heroes of this all.
Yep.
I mean,
Absolutely.
they've
Yeah.
just been working their asses off, and I'm proud to be a teacher.
Yeah,
Really
you
am.
should be.
Okay.
But
so
the teachers are fucking tired.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Buy your
Yep.
kids' teacher a beer or a
Please
pizza.
do.
Buy
Or
them
a-
a pizza.
Yeah, buy him a
Send it delivered. Whatever.
Yeah, we have
Just
gift
send them a
cards.
note, man.
Friday
Just
case
send them a
day.
thank you note.
Yeah, I'll give them a
Sure.
little cash.
Oh
Cash.
my gosh.
Gift
Yeah.
cards.
I hear Starbucks gift cards are big amongst the.
Oh yeah, they go a
do.
long
Yeah,
way.
they do.
They
Yeah.
go
There
a
you go.
long way. That little email e-gift card, you just get that in there.
Yeah.
Smooth. Gosh,
Yeah.
when I student taught 5th grade
Yep.
in Sherwood, I was just a student teacher for Christmas. I got so
Isn't the
much
best?
shit. It was amazing.
It's because we're lifetime martyrs.
It was
so
amazing. And then I
Because
got,
it's
and that was
the
just
only
a-
thing we
yeah.
can accept.
But,
is
but then I
coffee.
got to middle school, and I got
Nothing.
like nothing.
Nothing.
I got like
Middle
a
school?
mug once, and I got
Yeah.
a few cards. Like
middle school is my
Sp-
special
Starbucks.
place. I love
Oh.
the people who are like, "Oh, you teach middle school? That must be horrible. Everyone's miserable." And I'm like, "No. You don't understand the magic of a 13-year-old whose world is ending every 10 minutes, and you can just stand there and be like, dude,
They're
It's
like
horrible, but you're
nuclear
actually gonna be
energy. They're like nuclear energy.
Yes.
They can either power the world
yeah."
or kill us all in an instant.
Yeah.
That's a middle schooler, and you either love it or you hate it.
And oddly enough, I have
love
found
it.
out in the last month that kind of energy prepares you well for owning and running a restaurant.
There you go.
no.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah,
So
welcome
what's your go-to? Like if you had like a student teacher, or somebody, a Padawan or whatever, what's like the greatest teacher trick you have?
Oh man,
Teacher hack.
I wish it was something like sparkly and awesome, but really it is just do not accept anything other than your expectations,
Oh man.
which is just
That's
you gotta,
vague.
You got to say it,
But
and you've got to wait.
okay.
And then you do not falter. Never let them see you crack.
Waiting is
The
key.
wait.
Waiting is key.
Yeah.
I remember learning
You
that,
just
yeah.
say, my expectation is, you do this, and then they start goofing off, and you're just like, you do that thing, which, like, bless you in your male teacher role, but you're not a mom.
Yeah.
No,
So you don't,
no.
when you're a mom and a teacher, you have the double eyes
Mm,
of just like, I'm going to stare at you until you do what I'm asking you to do, and there is no other option.
yeah. I would tell kids that they need to chill out, or I'd throw them out the window.
Right, I mean, that gets you fired.
No, they loved it. The
Sometimes.
kids would all go, is he serious?
Are you serious?
Then they loved it.
Yeah, I mean, we
because-
call it divorce eyes.
Yeah.
But
Well,
you,
and
you
I'd
just
say-
gotta
and
give
I'd-
divorce eyes to your children.
And I'd say the window doesn't open.
Yeah.
You're going through
Yeah.
Trevor. It's always a Trevor.
If you can handle a room full of 13-year-olds, you can pretty much do anything in life.
It's almost like hosting bachelorette parties at wineries.
Except
Exactly.
paperwork.
It's
I can't do
similar.
paperwork.
You have
Oh
to
my
use
God.
clear words, eye contact, same.
Sometimes you have to close your eyes.
You
with
have
the
to set
bachelorette parties,
limits.
but
Like, ma'am, I'm sorry. That's all
I
you
don't
get.
want to see your tits
No,
again.
I don't.
Yeah.
That
Thank
is
you.
the
I don't-
worst thing to do in a winery.
That's been a gift of the pandemic.
the worst thing
no
to
more
do to a
bachelorette
winery.
parties rolling
Yeah, I
in
hate
on
bachelorette
their.
parties.
No,
On
or
their
divorce
limos.
parties. The divorce parties are
Divorce
just as bad.
Ooh.
They still have their ex's credit card, and so they're blowing as much as they can for 4
All
more
right.
days.
That sounds
We're
exciting.
way off topic now. but
Pizza,
This is what I
gentlemen.
want. I could
Pizza.
All right. So, pizza.
Yeah.
Pizza.
Next time we're going to discuss what's the best pizza in the Willamette Valley.
Honey pie.
Yeah. Obviously.
I've
Well,
heard of this
okay,
place
so
called
we're at
Honey
Honey
Pie.
That's why
Pie.
we're here.
I ate here a couple
Well, our
times
top
before.
fives,
Yeah,
our top fives tend to be representative of the list that we're trying to make.
Yeah.
So we went to Alexana. We were talking about customer service and
obviously
hospitality.
you guys are on the list.
right.
Yes,
so you guys are in the list.
Yeah, exactly.
Sure.
De facto.
So we're not just
some
the only
other
one who would
more
take us.
special.
Some other places. Yeah.
So there's different types of pizza around, obviously, but the one that I probably gravitate to more than any is the craft pizza.
Well, you're an East Coast asshole,
So,
so you do like
Oh well,
either-
that we'll get to that. That
Okay,
doesn't even
all right,
exist out
all
here.
right.
Like real pizza, anyway.
Real
doesn't-
pizza that
See?
my grandfather brought over from Italy
Right.
doesn't exist here. Let me tell you what.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah,
Thank
you.
Yeah, it's a thing.
All right.
Well, we're gonna get to that
we do this
exactly.
all the time.
I love it.
But when I recommend pizza to people, I think of the craft pizzas and
Yeah.
kind of like Honey Pie and
You're not getting a hot and ready.
yeah,
Yeah.
no, or Totino's.
Artisanal
No.
style pizzas.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's a little more expensive, but a little better ingredients, etc. So some of those, Pizza Capo, we've talked
Pizza
about,
Capo is phenomenal.
Yeah.
and
Yep.
we had the
Grilled
the
cheese.
meltdown,
Yeah.
which was
Oh,
a
yeah.
calzone.
Yeah.
That was quite delicious.
It was delicious. It was
was
one of the best
so good.
melts we had that episode.
Yeah, that was tied for the highest score. Calzone,
Nice.
really
Red Hills Market is one we go back to over and
good.
over
classic
and over
choice.
again.
Gotta include them in this conversation.
Right.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Great selection, consistent.
Yep.
And,
That addition of the burrata is one of my favorites.
Oh yeah.
That optional burrata on top.
Optional burrata,
We got to get some
yeah.
burrata.
Well,
in
there's
there
nothing like drinking wine all day and then just sitting down and having 2 or 3 beers and
and just pounding
burrata.
Pizza.
You
Yeah.
know, and I
Aubrey's
never,
love language.
Yeah, that is my love language.
I was not into
Burrata's
olives.
a
I don't really
dangerous
like bad olives, like rubbery olives. But
Oh.
I was in the parking lot of Domaine Noir, hanging out, and Jared comes out with pepperoni and Kalamata olive pizza from Red Hills Market. And he's like, "Hey, you want a slice?" And I'm like, "I'm hungry." I'm like, "Yeah, that looks good." And the salty Kalamata olives were like I hadn't had olives because I just wrote them off. So
Yeah.
thank you to Red Hills Market for blowing my mind on
I'll have to try it because I haven't
salty-ass
eaten olives since I was 5 because I used to put them on my fingers.
Yeah.
And then I did that like for an hour straight and I threw them up.
Okay.
And I
Oh
couldn't eat
yeah,
olives
those
That
are
was it.
delicious, Yeah.
And one of the best experiences is having Red Hills Market Pizza at a vineyard, out of the back of his
Yes.
truck,
Oh, well,
Like,
Yeah.
in on site at some
Jody
cool
Mobile.
space. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's one of my best experiences with pizza in general.
the
Is
mobile
just
party.
eating Jody's Pizza somewhere other than Red Hills Market, even though it's great at Red Hills Market. But
Right.
yeah,
Somewhere
at
with
Latchkey
view and
Vineyard,
fresh
pretty
out of that
damn
truck,
good.
it's good.
Red Hills Market is something that I think about a lot, even before we bought this place. Of like, that is the pinnacle of
Yes.
what
Yeah.
They're
of,
doing
of,
it right.
of the hospitality.
It's a
in,
landmark.
in Oregon.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, when they opened, that changed life out here. I
Yeah.
think.
good.
Yeah, it was almost like the Allison opened.
Yeah.
Red Hills Market opened. Like those are like important moments.
And that's really kind of all we had.
The things
Right.
you're
For a
like,
long
how did
time.
this? How did that exist? Or how did things like exist without this here before?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Those are the kind of things that happen when the Allison.
Well, and
Red
props
Hills
to
Market
Jody and
opens.
Michelle. They're one
Absolutely.
great people.
Yeah.
But two, like that business almost didn't make it for a really long time.
Right.
We worked hard.
And they just
And they're
grinded and
definitely
grinded.
people that we look to in terms of people who are running businesses that give back to the communities
Yep.
Yeah.
at
Mhm.
their end.
Yep.
I mean, that
Then-
has absolutely been a pinnacle of what they've done, and that's been so apparent to the community.
Right.
It's something
yeah,
that,
they're great neighbors.
yeah, they are.
So
Yeah.
we're gonna hopefully do an episode over there. They have a lot more than pizza.
They do.
That
There's
fried
wonderful
chicken
sandwiches
sandwich
and
warms my heart.
yeah,
Right.
they have lots of good stuff there. Okay, and then a new pizza place in town, which is Forage.
I haven't tried it yet.
Haven't
That's a
tried it.
pleasure.
It is down on that end of town.
Years
kind of-
ago, I've had it
you
when he
know.
was at the farmer's market one
Yeah,
time.
at
Oh yeah,
Tunes.
yeah.
Yeah.
He used
He
to,
used to be at Tunes.
Tunes
Tunes
that's
on
what it was.
Tuesday.
Tunes
Yeah.
on Tuesday,
Chris.
not farmer's market, but Tunes on Tuesday. Yeah.
great pizza.
Got that
and
every Tuesday.
calzones. I really like his stuff. His deep dish, I particularly was like, so that's I really recommend that. What else do we have for
We had the bistro.
the bistro, which is kind of a sleeper?
Dundee
Yeah.
Bistro.
Dundee
to be
But also
exact.
a classic
Bistro
choice.
is
Yeah.
Also a classic choice.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, Chef Ryan does a great job. With,
Have you
with his
guys
stuff.
been to Park and Main in Carlton?
I have been once, and I've had their pizza the one time, and I liked it. But I want to.
I've only had the sandwiches.
Ooh.
I really
Well,
like
they've
it.
only been
I really
open
like it.
for.
They
They
opened during the pandemic.
Yeah.
I mean, they
Bless
they
their
started
hearts.
they started in like January, and then
Yeah.
You guys actually should go interview them because
Yeah.
they are.
Yeah,
Well,
and
they have a
their- but
killer
their
wine
hours-
selection.
Yeah, their
Yeah.
hours were like they weren't open for lunch, or they're not like so.
Right, yeah.
I've got to get in there more, and I'm guessing that when things really start cranking, they'll open
Right.
up for lunch.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're hustlers, and
They are.
so whatever
Yeah.
it takes to
Yep.
and he's maybe one of the smarter business guys that I know
Yes.
as far as restaurants go in
Dustin,
Yeah.
in the Willamette Valley.
and they've got
So
ice cream.
They got
They've got
killer
ice
ice
cream
cream.
treats.
Yeah,
and it's
all types of things.
homemade ice cream.
so homemade ice cream.
think so.
Dustin
Yeah.
makes it on like Tuesdays.
Yeah,
Their
I'll have to-
food is
look it
legit.
up.
Their pizza's really good. They also did a bunch of harvest lunches.
Right.
Yeah.
My husband Al got them to do harvest lunch for a couple of the wineries that he
Cool.
was at this fall, and just good stuff. But I like their pizza a lot.
I do. I love
So-
their pizza.
so those are
they're
kinda
wood
like
fired.
the-
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's great.
I know. So those are kind of like the artsy fartsy artisanal, the pizza. But then there's kind of a step, not down, sideways. I don't
Just
know.
different.
Different.
Different. It's not
pizzas.
weird. It's different. That's what we
Yeah,
say.
There
yeah.
we go.
Almost. I don't know if I'd call it more traditional, but anyway, whatever. Third Street Pizza
love
in
Third Street.
McMillanville.
Yep.
So
Yep.
the pizza,
It's like healthy pub food, like healthy bar food.
Healthy? Well,
Yeah, like it's good for your
Solid.
soul.
So
Well, they've
Very
had,
good for your-
they've
good
had
for soul
dollar
healthy.
pizza day for ever
Yeah.
since I was a little kid.
yeah.
Yeah, you go get a slice for $1.
Heck
Ooh,
yeah. I mean, I think it's solid pizza, but
Yeah.
of course,
different.
movie theater.
Well, you can watch
Yeah.
a movie
Oh, yeah.
and drink a beer and eat pizza.
Well,
in
we
that
used to go
place.
to
That's the cool
underground
part
rap
about Third Street.
battles in that theater.
No.
When I was in middle school and high school.
I won.
did not
I
know
won.
that scene
I won
existed
basically every one.
Yeah.
in this county.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Wes was,
It was-
involved
it
in
was
a lot
rough.
of them. He wants to share one of his
I know.
freestyles here.
Go
with
ahead,
us.
Is
Wesley.
this
Yeah.
okay?
No, I
Yeah.
just watched in
Your
my parent.
keywords are pizza,
yeah.
pepperoni, and
No.
beer.
You wanna see
Go.
We're doing
Rapid
it.
keywords. You just want
Stop.
Which one of you is going to do the
Stop,
beat?
guys! I'm getting embarrassed. Just me and my parachute pants in the back, like,
Yeah.
wanting to be cool as a
Other
homeschooler.
other good pizza in the valley. Geraldine's Pizza in Mcmillanville. Third Street. I went to college in Mcmillanville, so I had a lot of experience eating late night, pizzas in Mcmillanville. Geraldine's is actually one of my favorite pizzas that I've
Yeah,
had in
good
the
pizza.
valley.
They're good.
Yeah.
Their sandwiches are good too.
Yeah, they have great, solid food, but it's really a good spot to go.
And then I put Odd Mo's kind of in there, like as far
Okay.
as it's a chain, I know,
Right.
but I kind of like Odd Mo's.
I like
and
I can
it's
get a
a little more
six-pack.
traditional.
Well, if you like
Yeah.
a lot of toppings,
Yeah.
That's
they
where
have
you
like
Is it like a pile?
it's like 3 of your slices tall of just toppings.
Yeah,
So
I think
it's
you
a-
got to put Odd Mo's in with Abby's. And,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
I
and,
like, but okay, so
yeah.
we're gonna fight
Yeah.
about that, and well, we can fight about that right
Let's
now.
fight about it now.
I think
Okay.
Odd Mo's is far better than Abby's. Abby's. Here's my take on Abby's. They try and cover up bad pizza with lots of toppings.
Well, yeah.
I
You're
can-
the guy who likes lots of toppings.
I
so-
can. Okay. Just like there can be too much cheese, there can be too much toppings.
Yes.
And they're bad toppings. So
And too much cheese on that pizza too.
if there's if I dunk it in ranch, I can eat Abby's. Then you're fine. But now we're gonna talk about our favorite
All right.
pizzas.
Well, let me.
favorite pizzas.
in life.
The reason
Yes.
Stefan's bringing up Abby's because I put Abby's on my list. Abby's being my quote unquote favorite pizza. It is absolutely not my favorite pizza.
I love that we're having this
But-
argument right now.
This
Yeah.
is important.
But
This is
the nostalgia around Abby's for me is purely
That's fair.
around
Yep.
high school football, going to the Abby's
Yep.
joint after games,
Yep.
having everybody around, eating that pizza. So,
The taste is a memory.
but I will tell you, I went back to Abby's some years after I graduated high school when I was in college, thinking I cannot wait to have Abby's again. This is going to be so good.
And then what happened?
Oh goddamn! Well, it is like
It hurt.
I remember it being so much moisture, but because there's so much cheese on top, and then the pepperonis under the cheese doesn't get crispy, and being
There's gotta be
it's just not a
balance,
well built,
like,
not a
it's-
well built
No,
pie.
I don't like. You know the worst pizza I've ever had?
What?
Please.
Romans in Dayton.
Uh,
That was worse than like freezer pizza.
No.
Ooh.
I did not eat it.
I love
like
a freezer
it was
pizza.
so
to be
fucking
I love a good pizza pocket at Naps.
Ooh.
yeah. No, that's
Ooh, that's dangerous.
Bubba, do you have an
Bubba
air fryer?
at what
don't,
time?
no.
If you get an air fryer, I'll loan you mine.
Yeah.
Pizza
Put a little
pockets
hot
in the
pocket
air
in
fryer.
there?
Ooh.
Lots of ranch.
What
Yeah.
about a little Tostino's
So
pizza
but,
roll? You know?
But tasting,
Sure, it'd be
yeah,
great.
yeah, pizza that has like a nostalgic.
Yeah.
Yes.
I forgive you. No,
So
I'm just
okay,
kidding.
so I'll say the best pie I've ever had. I think is a spot in L.A. I can't remember the specific name of it. I was there with a good friend of mine, Scott McDonald, and it was like a classic wood-fired New York, New Haven, whatever you want to call it, style pizza. Really thin crust, cheese, good amount of sauce, had the basil on it. I mean, just a classic like cheese
Margarita,
pizza.
yeah.
Margarita pizza. It
Yeah.
was. I love simple and delicious and crispy. So that was for me the best experience.
Crunchy,
I've actually
chewy.
had. Crunchy
Yeah.
chewy.
Yeah.
That's what we go for.
I
Yeah.
love it.
There's
That's what we
I
strive
have
for.
two. They're like split. So Pietro's and Hood River.
Okay.
Because it was my dad's favorite.
Oh,
And
yeah.
we didn't like have a lot of extra resources growing up, so we would drive to the gorge to get Pietro's and then watch the windsurfers and then come home.
Wow.
Right, so that was super
That's a good
special.
day.
That's
Like
good
a little
day.
vacation.
But then my wife and I went to New York City for 3 days, and I literally ate my weight in pizza.
You
Just
ate
like
pizza.
because everywhere there's this little window,
Oh yeah.
and
yeah.
It's on our business planning.
it's like
uh,
$4,
dream.
and you just
we're
get your
gonna
slice.
go do a little business planning in
Yeah.
New York and eat pizza for 3
We got to
days.
do a
Oh
lot of
my.
R&D.
Well, wait, was there a specific one?
I
the
don't
memory
remember.
of the-
I just remember like the smells. You'd come around a corner and
Yeah.
there's some like
Yeah.
Yeah,
the
just
sign
walk
looks
in,
like it's
buy a
been there for
slice.
40 years, you
Love
know,
it.
and as soon as they pull out a pizza, it's gone because there's
Yeah.
a line. At the
Yeah,
window.
and I'm gonna have two as well. My favorite pizza was John's. I know it was like John's of Times Square or something. I know, whatever. But it was like 1923 is when it opened, and it was like I'd never seen a pizza place like this. Like it was big, like and had like a balcony
Yeah.
and like kind of dim lights, and like the pizzas were
John's
served on
Bleecker?
these. It was no, it wasn't that
Okay,
one.
okay.
But it was John's of Times Square. They
Okay,
call
okay.
it. I think the name changed or ownership. Anyway, but it was like it was delicious pizza, but then also just like the theater
The
of it all
ambiance.
right.
Yeah.
was lights out. So much fun. And then like the memory
Sure.
of my favorite pizza was a restaurant called G&A in West Reading, Pennsylvania, and it was the foldable pizza. You know,
Oh, yeah.
the classic
Yeah,
slice.
the
Yeah.
slice is
Football
like that
pizza.
big. and
Yeah, you
just-
pick it up and you have to do the boom.
Do the thing.
It's
You
like
know,
the
the
quarter of the
fold-
pizza is a slice.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And it
Wait,
was just greasy.
Where
and
does
delicious.
Costco pizza fall on this list?
Ooh.
Oh yeah,
You
that's
know,
a good,
Costco
that's-
pizza is not so far from those like.
I know.
Football
New
pizza.
Well, and
York,
you've spent
yeah.
an hour and a
Yeah.
half following your mom around, and then you finally
And
get
then
to
you
checkout.
finally
your
get
big-
that
yeah, and a
pizza.
And you,
churro.
yeah, and it's like $1.50 for a slice
Yep.
and the
soda.
biggest soda that your
You
mom
can
would ever
imagine.
let you have. But
Yeah.
because it was cheap, you could
Yeah.
have it this
That's
one
right
time.
up there with
So
like
greasy.
hot
And there's
lunch
only
pizza,
one
though.
size.
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
only-
Remember the like hot lunch pizza that you would like? Maybe the girls only did
Yeah.
this. You know, you'd like dab it
Yeah.
before you ate it. 'cause
Oh,
it was
yeah.
like so. That's what Costco pizza
Yeah.
is for me.
Yeah,
Just
and
that.
you got the
Costco's
the
like
ladle
somewhere-
for
What is
the
that? A good
ranch.
thing or
Yeah.
a bad thing?
It's like somewhere in between.
It's a
Little
good
Caesars
nostalgic
and
thing,
It's a
you
memory.
know?
pizza.
Yeah, it's a memory. You go do it now, and it's like, oh god, I gotta go to the bathroom.
What about you guys? Favorite pizzas?
Favorite
besides
pizzas.
cafeteria pizza?
I've got a whole lot of just like nostalgic pizza memory of,
Yeah.
you know, not necessarily the restaurant or where it was. A lot of Alex and I were lucky to do a lot of poor college kid traveling. A lot of backpacking around Europe, and you know, allotting ourselves €7 to get through breakfast, lunch, and dinner sort of thing. We did have one really fantastic road trip in this tiny, ridiculous car through Italy. I think the year before we got married, but there's a lot of
awesome.
pizza on that trip. That
Just
was
Italy
that
trip
like
pizza.
super thin margarita,
Thin,
Yeah.
almost
okay.
like wet in a way, like
Yeah.
that. Like, did you just like take 3
That
tomatoes and
Neapolitan,
squish them
yeah.
real quick
Ah.
and then throw it in the oven?
Yeah, the
Um,
Neapolitan is weird. They take a lot of pride in it, but
Yeah.
that's,
Huh.
but
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
it-
A lot
they
of
take
that
lot
kinda-
pride
We got to
in
get that Patreon going so we can go experience this. for
Let's
Yeah.
go.
Yeah, this is now a travel podcast.
Road
Plugging this.
trip.
Yeah.
Oh, that's like my number one goal.
We're gonna
Oh, yeah.
throw you all in the back of a tiny Fiat and just go
I'll-
around
We'll
Italy.
go however you want us to
go.
I'll
go.
drive.
And we're on the road.
As long as we
I'll
can-
drive. I can drive. a
People have
manual.
done,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
We'll switch.
people have done it.
We have 15 passenger vans between
Yeah.
us. It's fine.
Yeah.
That'll be great.
How about you, Bubba?
Kind of the same thing. Pizza is more nostalgic than it is like strong memories. You know, I have the pizza place Graziano's when I was a kid growing up. We would slam, you know, they had like the 24-inch size, you know, pizzas, and after we were done, my parents and their friends wanted to hang out, and so, but there was a couple of video games, and so we
Oh,
begged my
yeah,
parents
baby.
for
Yeah.
$1,
Yeah.
you know, like that kind of thing. So you know, you slam some greasy cheese pizza, pepperoni pizza,
Yep.
and then go play pinball for half an
Oh, yeah.
hour. You know, try to, and then go beg for some more change. And then, but yeah, as an adult, it's like, well, just
Just
you
good
know,
food somewhere.
yeah, pizza and tacos are like sex. You know, even bad pizza and tacos
Go
are
on.
still good.
Absolutely.
on.
I was thinking
I want to hear,
Oh my
I want to
God.
hear more about this.
We're
Bubba.
clipping this.
Yeah.
This
It's true,
is
and that's
the-
why Romans offended me so much because it was bad pizza that I couldn't eat. No, it's absolutely true. Like even Domino's
Yeah.
or
It's
you know,
still,
Papa Murphy's,
even bad
like,
sex is still
you're
had
just
sex.
you're
right?
right.
Yeah,
Like,
totally.
oh.
Great
Still
point,
accomplished the goal.
Like, oh, it's like Lindsay Lohan, but you know, whatever. It's still, you know. But
And for some of us, the pizza's done sooner than others. Is
Yeah.
that-
It was like a rarely undercooked kind of pizza.
Me and
Hold
Wes were definitely
strong.
the kids that were standing next to you and your friends, Bubba, who were playing the demo in the video game, pretending
Yeah.
that it
Oh,
was
yeah.
actually
Oh
going.
yeah, and, you,
And
and
Waiting to
watching-
see if you would leave a quarter down there.
Yes.
or you'd push the button all night, to see if you can get
Just
one more to
hoping.
fall out.
Yeah.
or-
Be like,
right?
God,
Or
if I
just-
could only see past like the first third of the first level, I'd,
Right.
I'd
Yeah.
probably be able to beat this game.
No, we got
It won't let me go
$1
any
for like
further.
an hour and a half, so
Right.
it didn't last
Yeah.
long.
NFL Street, you could pick one team and play one quarter, and it would cut you off.
Oh, the
Yeah,
demo. I did the demo as well.
you know what I really love is Pizza Hut pan pizza.
Ooh.
Like
Right.
it's
yeah.
like fried, like fry bread,
Yeah.
like the
Sure.
way
Yeah.
it's in there.
Do you
Oh,
guys
so much
remember when
butter.
the cheese in the crust became a thing?
Oh,
like
yeah.
in the 90s?
Stuffed crust.
Absolutely.
That was
Stuffed crust
a
pizza.
like mark that on mankind.
Well, and then
because-
Michael Jordan did the Crust First commercials.
Uh-huh.
And
Remember
then,
that?
me and all
The
my
smile
friends just
and-
flipped it around. And
Yeah.
you gotta
like
do
Mike.
you gotta do what MJ
You
did.
like
Speaking of
Mike.
Michael Jordan, you see that documentary of his where the whiskey just kept kind of going up.
Oh, yeah.
That's his-
Depending on how
Just
you
a
edit
mom
this.
well, and it's
Pour
all
on
his.
that whiskey.
It's his tequila brand. It's
Yeah.
just it
Yeah.
keeps.
And the cigar in his hand.
I'm
is
drinking
either a
Killdeer,
foot
by
or
the
a
way.
foot and
I
a
don't
half
know if
long.
you
We
guys have heard of
we've
that.
been up there. We
Shout
recorded
out
with
to
them
Killdeer.
a couple weeks. few
Kill
weeks ago.
deer.
My bottle went away way too fast, so
Yeah, he's my
It's
homie.
good stuff.
I'm nursing it. All right. Let's do a Westco wine update. Not a ton, other than we've started pruning.
We
Yep.
got to the vineyard before May this year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Before, it was like later than that.
we got through like what, probably a quarter of the pruning, and then the inclement weather set in, and we paused.
Yeah. You think we got a quarter done?
Maybe
I
a
think that's
fifth.
way optimistic.
We got
A
a
fifth?
little done. We got a little done. We got a lot. I mean,
Quarter sounds better than
we got a
fifth.
chunk done of the
trying
vineyard.
to make
a
us
chunk.
look
We
real.
got
Yeah.
a chunk of the
Yeah.
short rows done.
got some-
Those
we got some
long rows are gonna
footage.
be motherfuckers.
God damn it!
Oh my god,
Yeah.
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 It's the dream, guys.
And we haven't even pulled or tied yet.
We've
I was pulling
cut.
my own.
Yeah.
I don't know what's wrong with the rest of you, but
But yeah, we're doing what it
We
takes to
just
get
doing what
the.
Laurel says. It's her vineyard.
I
trying to
think
get
you're
the vineyard.
supposed to prune and then come back and pull.
Yeah, we
I know,
just,
to be
that's,
clear.
that's the.
it
Yeah.
felt like
That's what our directions were.
killing two birds with one stone.
Wes is-
Except that some of the places pruning was like whacking back a wild
Oh, yeah.
hedge, and other places it was like pew pew. Like
Yeah.
Well, we've got phlox.
phlox-rated vines
and,
that are just struggling.
and just a vineyard that hasn't necessarily been,
Yeah, it needs a
Taken
little
care
love.
of.
So,
and then we got
high
inches of ice.
fruition.
but
So
it was
we,
great. Cole got some great footage.
Yeah.
And it was beautiful when we were out there.
Yeah,
I'm going out tomorrow. I don't know. Am I dragging you along?
I think I'm coming tomorrow.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you're not working tomorrow.
Yep.
But then the weather report looks pretty wet, so we might have some wet days
Yeah.
of pruning ahead of us, which is important, right? I mean, you
Which
gotta
is better than icy days.
But I kind of
Right.
thought, like, that we're pruning late, but then I think it was Domaine Duren posted today, pruning has begun
Yeah.
on their social media. So I'm
I
like,
know most people are just.
I think
like,
we're good.
Like January, February is,
Yeah.
is the month.
Right.
Yeah.
And-
Same
Well,
thing
there's
with your
all,
rose
all the
bushes.
different
Okay.
like styles of thought. Do you wait for a big freeze or do you go before? And
And
I-
since we don't have a style yet, we're just going for whatever
Fine.
time of the year that
we're
we have time
learning as
with.
we go.
couple of guys
Carry
that got
on.
some sharp snips. You just go cut.
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
going when we have time. So nature can wait for us, our vineyard.
just going for it.
Yeah.
But it was fun.
It's nice.
It really wore me out, but it was fun.
Yeah.
It's nice to be getting at it at this time and hoping, to
Yeah.
make the vineyard get a little more fruit, obviously, than it did last year. And we're just excited to be like,
Start with something better.
testing our skills again and learning more. And it's all so much learning that's the best part for all of us.
That's awesome.
Okay,
Good
We're
work.
turning
Great.
into farmers.
Heyo.
that's the Westco wine update. Let's we got a little sports minute.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Stefan and I were texting during the Sixers Blazer game the other night.
Fucking Blazers.
He called it. There was like 3 seconds left, and the Blazers were up by just a little bit. He's like,
no, it
"Six-"
was. Oh yeah,
No,
they
we
were
were
up. Blazers
He's like,
were up.
he's like, Sixers won't even get a shot off.
yeah,
Sure
we
enough,
had like 5 seconds.
threw the ball
or
away.
something.
It was
Yep, and Sixers
Brutal.
threw it away. I called it. I said, nope, no shot.
All-Star
Sure enough.
voting closes tonight, so if you got a favorite player, vote for him tonight
All-star voting.
Uh-huh.
for the NBA.
Zach LaVine, vote for him.
Zach Levine's your guy, huh?
Well, I just think he's getting screwed. But I mean, I don't think he's not like my guy. He's amazing, and he plays for a shitty team.
I would say Tobias
I feel
Harris,
for
but he's
the guy.
kind of been sucking lately. So fuck you, Tobias. You can sit this one out.
I wish
With
I
a
knew.
10-month-old baby, I haven't watched an entire game. I don't think this whole year. I get like
Ooh.
little sections.
With
You gotta-
several businesses and a couple of kids and so on
And
and
a
so
global
forth.
Right.
pandemic.
I haven't watched a sports
I
game
actually,
in years.
as a lady who's not
All the
into sports
luxury.
at all, but right before the pandemic, like right end of Feb last year, I want to say, I got to sit courtside at the Blazers.
Whoa.
And I'm like the most
Oh, yeah, I remember
undeserving
that.
lady on the planet for this.
We assume
You're like, I
that
don't even
everybody-
care.
I don't
but I'm
deserve
here.
this, and the
We
whole
assume
time I was
everybody
like,
down there-
I love sports. I am here for this.
Yeah.
I was the top sports fan for exactly 45 minutes or however long they play for. It
Yeah.
was a beautiful experience.
more than 45 minutes.
Mostly it was
home
like,
run.
oh, you boys are so young. I was just like, oh, honeys,
Look at these
like,
children.
are you guys okay? Do you need food?
You
Do
need some snacks. I
life
think I've got
coaching?
some pudding pops.
Also,
in
I'd
there.
like
worried
another
about you.
$17 beer if you
Yeah,
don't mind.
where was
Yeah.
that?
But they'll bring it to
No,
you.
go sports. Okay, carry on.
Watching sports is a great way to feel really old. Because you'll be like, that guy's what, like 28? Oh, no, he's 21.
Except for
21.
Tom
He's
Brady.
been playing in the league
But-
for
Look at
4
Tom
years
Brady,
already.
I mean,
But don't feel bad for
Tom
not
Brady makes
watching.
us all feel better.
I missed
Yeah.
like the 2000s, like the aughts.
Oh, okay.
Like they're a blur. I don't remember. I missed. There's apparently this performer called Beyonce.
Oh, yeah. Heard of her.
Rihanna.
Bad
Just
Girl
a
Riri.
total blur. That those aughts and
Isn't
was,
it fun, though, to
'cause I
wake
had
up
kids,
and just be like,
2003.
oh, hello.
Right.
When
Absolutely.
you find out about them, it's going to change your life.
had my first kid in 2003. Just a blur that I feel like within the last 5 years I've just kind of gotten out. Anyway,
Come up for air.
yeah, exactly.
There's a
I'm
season
not
for
even the same
everything.
species.
I get it.
There's a new football league.
Let's go.
It's called the fan-controlled football.
It might as well just be the second NFL for all.
Fan-
Well,
Fantastic.
it's basically like
purposes.
arena league, but fans get to be. Marshawn Lynch is commentating.
Oh, this is horrible.
Yeah.
But fans somehow you can like select the plays for
Do you
the
know
teams.
what this means?
Yeah.
That we're going to have to hear about this with Alex.
and Taylor.
Well,
Yeah.
Lord.
Well, in big
But-
news, so the Fan Control Football League just signed, and Johnny Manziel just played his first game.
Oh.
And
Is this
football.
different than
I mean,
the
he-
XFL?
oh,
It's
yeah.
different
What-
than the
what
XFL,
the
and it's
rock
different
pod
than
and
Arena
all them?
League, and
Yeah.
it's different than the Canadian Football
And
League.
it's the biggest threat to the NFL, honestly. No, I'm just kidding. It actually probably won't do anything. Johnny Manziel sucked. He played 5 plays total. Well, no, he
He
completed
ran for,
5.
like-
He completed 5 passes. That's what it was.
But it's fun to
But-
just kind of see this new like we're
Alright.
I want to
reimagining.
see this.
Fans can't be at games, but like how
That
can we
is-
Right. No,
interact?
they're
I mean,
figuring
you know.
it out.
Getting kids who
Yeah.
didn't like they had big dreams, they were big college sports stars, didn't
Couldn't
do
make
well in
it.
the NFL,
Yeah.
Yeah.
but are still reimagining and finding ways to.
It's like semi-professional football on a kind of entertaining
Is there
level.
money on it on the fan side?
Oh,
I think
there's a
there's-
lot of live betting.
I think it's
and-
live
Lot of-
betting is
Yeah.
the whole point of the
All right.
game.
Let's
Yep.
go.
So I'm
Yeah.
going to have to hear about it at home.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well,
definitely.
good luck.
That's all right.
Sports.
Oh, that's okay. There was some fantasy football winnings in my home
Oh, that's nice.
Oh, awesome.
in the last couple years. Yeah.
I paid off
So-
my wife's wedding ring by winning on my fantasy football league.
Congratulations.
And then all that money went right into her engagement ring.
Yeah?
And so now every year when I go to like buy in, she's like, and I'm like,
Listen.
Remember?
Yeah.
My wife
There
paid
you
off
go.
her own ring, so I don't know. Little
All
known
right.
fact.
So, what's brutal and what's beautiful?
Yamhill County is not fucking
Oh,
open
Yeah.
We
in
thought
any capacity.
God.
the hopes were high.
We're at
Portland's open
extreme
at-
risk.
At what 50% indoor dining space?
Yeah.
25.
25%
20, okay. It's
for the
there's-
Tri-County area.
Yeah.
We are not Tri-County.
All of them bring their diseases to
I
us.
think
They
that
do.
country.
I think that we should be in a week and a half.
Yeah.
The next
It's
round.
looking-
The
it's
next
looking really
round-
promising.
the
It's
next
what-
round,
yeah, the
yeah. I think
21st.
Linfield screwed us. They had a little bit of an outbreak at their dorms, and our little baby giant county with very few people.
Yes.
Yeah.
We got screwed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we're coming back.
Knucklehead college
It's
kids.
looking pretty promising.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
looking promising.
Yeah, no, I think my hope is that Monday they will announce that we'll open Friday, the 25th.
Okay.
I think that's what they said. The 25th was the next date. I think
I'd
they
be
were
happy.
looking at.
as an outdoor host. I
So-
haven't felt my toes in like 3 weeks.
Oh my
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Trust me. It's-
Well, and the
chilly.
huge disappointment of going into the Valentine's weekend,
Yes.
thinking like, "Hey, we might be open," and then
and then you're not open, and
Well,
then also everything's frozen.
And
Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
So that's another
Right.
another brutal. Yes.
Yeah, so it snowed and had like one of the worst ice storms we've had in decades here on Valentine's Day weekend.
Yeah.
And all the roads were frozen and everyone was crashing into each other. And wasn't a great weekend for entertainment or hospitality, that's
No.
for sure.
No.
Well, and we don't take care of our trees very well.
No,
especially
turns
around
out we
power
don't.
lines. And
Oh,
so we get,
God.
you know, a
Somehow
big-
Newberg was this little isolated bubble
Yeah.
from
Yeah,
the
we
rest
didn't
of
know
that.
the
Like,
northern
all of Lake
Willamette Valley.
Oswego lost power.
Yep.
And like
Yeah.
places in Sherwood lost power.
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
There are
everywhere.
places that lost power out here, but like the town.
The town did fine.
Outside
Up on the
outside
hills.
of Yamhill Carlton, it's still out of power as
Yeah.
of today, Tuesday.
God, and PGE's like you look on the
Slammed.
site and they're
4,000 reported incidents.
yeah, but they're like there's no date. It's undetermined or
Yeah.
Right.
Don't call us,
Yeah.
we'll call you.
Yeah.
Well, because
Yeah.
it's not major
Yeah.
power lines that went down. It's everyone's individual, like,
Everyone's
to their
tree
home.
that fell in
Yeah.
their own
So-
power line.
Yeah, I read that they're bringing in linemen from Montana and Nevada, like bringing in out-of-state crews because there's just no way they're gonna get to it all.
That's amazing.
Yeah,
That's wild.
He
But
probably had
those
a great
guys-
weekend.
TV movie.
so-
That sounds
Yeah.
like a Hallmark movie.
Right.
I
That's
know
the
it
start of
does.
it.
But on the beautiful side, though, with this, we saw our community really rally together
yeah, we
and
did.
take care of each other.
I
Like,
know some guys who brought some generators.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I took a generator over to Park and Maine
Yep.
yesterday
Nice.
and spent the morning over there trying to jerry rig some plugs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was able to take Renegades out to one of the folks that works at Domain Roy, but
Yeah.
lives
Nice.
out in Yamhill Carlton.
Yeah.
But it's the same thing, like putting it in the back of the SUV, and then I can't get up the driveway, so we got to get a tractor to come down, and we put it in a bucket, and then we've got to get the tractor back up the driveway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
We're not built for that.
no, but
No.
we
don't
really
ice our
do.
roads,
We
we
have a
don't-
really
or,
special community,
salt.
which is one of the
Yes.
reasons I love this place. We're a rural farming community that makes world-class products,
Yep.
Yeah.
and we really take care of each other.
Yeah, people were ready to rock with
Yeah.
their toe straps and 4x4s and
Yeah.
everything. So that is a good thing.
And we didn't run out of toilet paper at Fred Meyer this time. I think
No,
we're getting
we
used to these
didn't.
panics.
Thank God.
We ran out of gas though. There was no gas.
Yeah.
We
yeah.
did?
Yeah, people waited for
Shoot.
gas stations closed for several days.
Yeah, I
So
drove by
My
Freddy's.
car was
yeah.
just encased in ice for a full, 4 days.
We don't want to go a whole week without like some sort of, need for some extreme.
Yeah, if we're not,
important-
if we're
2021 's
not
keeping it
panicking
interesting.
about something,
Yeah.
it just doesn't feel quite right.
Absolutely.
On the farm, we have a bunch
It's
of gas and
2021.
diesel anyway.
Yeah,
Yeah, you're fine.
You're good.
Yeah.
And right now, the Oregon Wine Symposium is happening, which
Yes, it is.
It's virtual.
if it's virtual. And, up till now, that has not interested me all that much.
Right.
But now that we're starting a wine brand, I'm looking at all the sessions
Right.
going, oh shit! Like, God, why didn't I pay for the full?
They're still
you
not
know,
that interesting. Don't worry about it.
They're still not interesting.
You just have a drink with Alex.
Some of it's very
Yeah.
well. That's
We'll
what we.
help you
That's,
I know.
That's the thing is
We
like,
make friends with
We need
people who know what
friends
they're
who
doing.
could help, because none of us are paperwork people and detail people. We're big
Right.
idea people.
Yeah.
So wading through all of
You
this
need
is,
an Alex and you need a Sarah.
Sarah, yeah.
No,
They'll
my
ride
wife.
the
My wife
bus
needs to
and-
quit her job because she's that detail person. But if she did quit her job, then we probably would have starved during COVID because
Yeah.
she's been working from home. But we
She
have
wants
to kind of figure it
All
out.
she wants to do is
My
quit
wife
her
does
job and
both.
just help
What's
us
yours
with all
do?
of it.
Yeah.
She's,
She wants to make all of Stefan's dreams come true.
Yeah,
so-
okay.
Megan, she told me the other day, all she wants to do is just stop everything she's doing and help us with this dream.
Yeah.
But she just doesn't have time.
Family
honestly.
practice
It's
really
the only
isn't
thing.
that.
Yeah.
She is a patient woman.
Exactly.
That's for sure. But she needs to see me really try and do it myself first. And then when I fall over like a turtle, then she'll come over
She'll
and flip
step
me
in.
over and help me.
Alex and I had a wine label when we were young.
Uh-huh.
We started a wine label when we were 21. And it was awesome. We ran it for 7 years. These guys helped a bunch.
Yeah. Every harvest.
And then there came a point where we had 2 kids and 2 full-time jobs, and we said, we got to put this one to bed for a little bit.
Yeah.
But, now we've got this baby. Now we got a pizza baby.
Yep.
So,
There you go.
scratching that itch again.
Keep it interesting.
But it is,
There's a time
having your own wine label and struggling through that is a special kind of joy.
Yeah.
to everything. There's a
We're
season.
learning.
It's good.
We're learning all
We
about
know
it.
it well.
It's good.
Yep, exactly. So.
Yeah.
All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that was a gas.
Yeah. Thanks for being here.
Yeah.
Anything we didn't
Thanks
for-
cover that
Well,
you
you
want
came
to
to our
address?
place. So
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
thanks for
thanks for
having
being
us.
here.
Thanks for having us and feeding us. This was
Yeah.
delicious.
Pies were amazing.
You've got a wonderful space. There's going to be this is good. I feel I've got a good feeling.
Good vibes?
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. I think the community is going to love you guys. They're going to appreciate the space, and
That's the idea.
Yeah, good things are happening.
Yeah.
When it's 4 blocks from Stefan and I's house. I know
Yes.
we're here once a week already, but
Yeah.
things
Right.
open up. It's like, hey, we're drinking on the porch.
We're gonna have
You
We're
might as
a
well.
little
have a beer?
tipsy. Let's
Yeah.
go. Let's go get a pizza.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Keep
You know, we
drinking.
are starting with the cocktails here pretty soon. You know,
Got a
limited
full liquor
limit.
license?
Yeah,
or
limited.
yeah.
Limited.
Well, we have a full liquor license, but limited cocktail menu.
Can I order like a pitcher of margarita mix and walk
Yeah.
it back to my house?
Yeah,
Like,
I think that the
Extra
state
legally-
frowns on that. It turns out, but
May I
right
suggest a
now during
Camelback
COVID,
in
Yeah,
order
just
to
put it
the
in
thing?
a zipped duffel.
yeah.
It's not an open
yeah,
container.
camel pack.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's a gray area.
Just
I think.
saran
these
wrap
days.
Just
with a
blink
Kinds of
straw.
twice
things we
if
don't
that's a
talk
yes.
about on
Yeah.
camera.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. We'll make it happen. There it is. Okay.
But we've never been without alcoholic supplies, so
Good.
Yeah.
Know where to find you.
the well doesn't run dry here.
No.
Okay. Well, that's it for this week. If you enjoyed today's episode, make sure that you support us on Patreon, like, follow, share, etc.
Subscribe.
Follow
Subscribe.
Honey Pie on Instagram,
Instagram
Facebook.
mostly. I think there's a Facebook.
Yeah.
Instagram most importantly, and then of course
There's the
come and support them. They're
advertising
doing a great
manager.
job down here, and
Yep.
we will see you next week.
Later.